أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. طاسيم تلك آيات الكتاب المبين نتلو عليك من نبأ موسى وفرعون بالحق لقوم يؤمنون إن فرعون علا في الأرض وجعل أهلها شيعا يستضعف طائفة منهم يذبح أبناءهم ويستحيي نساءهم إنه كان من المفسدين ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم إن الذين يستكبرون عن عبادتي سيدخلون جهنم داخرين. Your Lord has proclaimed, "Call upon me, I will respond to you. Surely those who are too proud to worship me will enter hell fully humbled." Surah Ghafir, verse number 60. Respected scholars, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have gathered here today to discuss a significant aspect of our spiritual connection with Imam Al-Mahdi ajalallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif. The Areedhah, a letter written by the believers to our living Imam during his occultation. In Surah Tawbah, verse 105, it is narrated, وَقُلِ اعْمَلُوا فَسَيَرَى اللَّهُ عَمَلَكُمْ وَرَسُولُهُ وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَسَتُرَدُّونَ إِلَى عَالِمِ الْغَيْبِ وَالشَّهَادَةِ فَيُنَبِّئُكُم بِمَا كُنتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Tell them, O Prophet, do as you will. Your deeds will be observed by Allah, His Messenger, and the believers, and you will be returned to the knower of the seen and the unseen. Then He will inform you of what you used to do. The verse tells us that the Imams already have knowledge of the unseen, meaning that they already have knowledge of what is in our hearts and what we desire. So why do we need to write it down on an Areedhah? Doesn't the Imam already know? There is also an anecdote from the life of Imam Hassan al-Askari. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali. It is narrated that a group of Imam's companions were gathered together, preparing to write letters for him, asking for guidance on various matters. Among them was a person who was not a believer. He stood up and challenged them, saying, "If you truly believe that your Imam holds such an exalted position and that he has been granted divine knowledge by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then why do you need ink to write your letters? If he possesses knowledge of the unseen, he should already know what you intend to write, even without visible ink on the paper." The companions, firm in their belief, accepted this challenge. Each of them placed their pens on the paper and moved them without using any ink. The papers remained blank. Even the disbeliever himself followed the same process and wrote his own letter. When the letters were taken to Imam Hassan al-Askari, the replies arrived very fast. To the amazement of all, the Imam had answered every single letter, naming each companion along with their father's name, stating, "This is who you are. These are your ancestors, and these are your questions." And then he wrote the answers below them. This miraculous event reaffirmed the divine knowledge of the Imams, proving that even without physical ink, the Imam was fully aware of their thoughts and needs. So now, why is it recommended that we write Areedhahs? Doesn't the Imam already know? The answer is given by Imam Jaffery as-Sadiq in Bihar al-Anwar, volume 93, hadith number 2. It says, when you have a need, express it before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for He knows what is in your hearts, but He still loves to hear His servants call upon Him. Firstly, writing an Areedhah is not about informing the Imam of something he does not know. Rather, it is strengthening our bond with him. When we take the time to write down our needs, concerns, and prayers, we are consciously reaffirming our faith and reliance on his guidance. Moreover, the Areedhah also acts as a form of self-reflection. It gives us a moment to reflect on our relationship with our present Imam. As Maulana has repeated many times, the Areedhah can be used to do muhasabah, which is self-accountability, which reminds us that we are not independent and that we rely on divine guidance. Imam Ali alayhi salam has said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Whoever reflects on their soul has recognized their Lord. Writing our supplications help us understand our own spiritual state, refine our intentions, and seek guidance sincerely. Lastly, the process of writing an Areedhah and placing it in water is a physical act of submission, much like performing salah or giving sadaqah. While Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our needs before we ask, He still commands us to pray. Referring back to the ayah at the start, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in verse 60 of Surah Ghafir, Udu'uni astajib lakum. Call upon me and I will respond to you. Just as dua is not for Allah but for our own benefit, the Areedhah is a reminder to ourselves that we have an Imam who is present and away, even if he is in occultation. The Imam knows what is in our hearts. But writing an Areedhah is not about informing him. It is about strengthening our relationship with him, reaffirming our faith, and preparing ourselves for his guidance. It is a symbolic act of love, trust, and submission to Allah's chosen leader. May we always remain connected to Imam Al-Mahdi, write to him with sincerity, especially in this night, and be among those who are truly prepared for his reappearance. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.